you can't ask for a better peach flavor than that.
That's crazy. Julie.
That is the best peach flavor.
Thank you again, Julie.
Peach has always been my nemesis, but today it's my passion because we're making peach passion mead. All right, so
our friend and yours, Julie Tardos, told us, you guys, country passion peach tea.
Yeah.
Make a mead with it. It's awesome.
I've been wanting to make a tea mead for a while, and I've been hearing about people having great success using like a fruity tea and stuff like that. So we're taking this one up a notch, in the words of Emerald. I mean, it's going to be more than just tea mead, but it's going to start out as a pretty basic tea mead. So to begin with, everything that we're using here has been sanitized in
the red bucket of sanitization.
I said that so I could lick the thing off the honey. Anyway, we are using 3 pounds of Kirkland Wildflower Honey. Why this honey? Well, because we have lots of it, because I bought a bunch before we moved, and it's a pretty decent, nondescript, neutral honey. It's a wildflower honey. It works for most things. We're gonna use 3 pounds. Someone's gonna ask, why 3 pounds? Why not more? Well, more could be too much for the yeast, and less just means making less alcohol. So in this case, I'm looking for something that's probably gonna be in the 13% or so range. That works out perfect for 3 pounds. Once you start going higher than that, some yeast can go that far, but you're gonna start having more troubles with stalls, off flavors, and possibly need more aging, need a much better nutrient schedules, stuff like that. So we're trying to avoid it and keep it super simple.
All right, honey in. Now it's time to add our 96 fluid ounces of water.
Now we're using a 2-gallon bucket on purpose because we're going to be adding in stuff later that takes up space. Careful of the microphone. You were that close.
I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Yeah, just about. And I want to mix this up real good. For that, I'm using the spattle. It's a spoon, it's a paddle, it's both. Get yours in the description below. And as you can tell, there's lots of raw honey in there still. If you don't mix this up, the only thing that's really going to happen is you're not going to be able to get a good original gravity reading. So you won't know if you added too much, too little, that sort of thing. So I like to mix it thoroughly and then take a reading. This water is warm. Yep. We use our tap water. Now, our tap water is a full house filter that removes chlorine, chloramines, and things like that. We don't know exactly what else it removes because we haven't checked into it still. But we did do a test on our water, and our tap water was pretty good. It actually tastes good.
Yeah.
Almost. A good rule of thumb for mixing is mix till you think you're done, then go like 2 more minutes. You can't really overmix, it's fine. And if you think I'm being a little sloppy and splashy, yeah. And why is that okay?
Well, because at this stage of fermentation, which hasn't even started because we didn't add our yeast yet, we want some oxygen in there because the yeast need that oxygen to build up their cell walls, become more resilient, and start the budding process. And that's where they multiply and grow their community, their colony. After they've done that, they're going to get to work converting those fermentable sugars into alcohol and CO2 and a bunch of other stuff. And at that point, we don't want oxygen because oxygen and alcohol and acetobacters, which are omnipresent, can turn into vinegar.
Someone told me the other day that most people are using too much yeast, that you need a bare minimum of this amount. And you know, I've done the research on this a couple of times. And unfortunately, they were saying that you can taste anything more than a ½ teaspoon of yeast in the brew. I'm going to disagree, and here's why. That ½ teaspoon of yeast is going to turn into a lot more than a ½ teaspoon of yeast. Put in 1 teaspoon of yeast, it's going to turn into the same amount that the ½ teaspoon turned into.
It's like the aquarium.
Yeah, they build to the size of their area. And to say that you can taste it, well, the only reason why you should taste yeast at the end of a fermentation when it's all finished is because it either didn't finish or it didn't flocculate. That's the only 2 reasons why you would ever taste yeast. So if you've tasted yeast in your brews, let it sit longer. Trust me, I don't get the yeasty taste in anything that we make. Even for 4 or 5 weeks, we still don't. So the amount of yeast you use, while important, is not crucial. But using too little is worse than using a little too much because you want, good genetic diversity in the colony. If you don't have that, it won't be able to build a strong colony, and that's where problems come in. Now I want to take a reading on this, and I know what you're thinking. Guys, this is in no way peach mead. You're right.
You're right.
I'm looking for somewhere around a 1.100 to 1.110 starting gravity for this. like I said earlier, that 3 pounds of honey and 96 ounces of water, it's probably going to be like 1.104 to 1.106, which is exactly where it should be. It's already got a beautiful color because, you know, honey water does that. And what do you know? 1.106 on the nose. And I'm pouring this back in. Why?
Because it's been sanitized.
Yep. If you didn't sanitize this stuff, then don't do that because you can infect your stuff. Now we're on to Celestial Seasonings, Country Peach Passion. The naming convention that we're using for this tea. How do you open the damn...
This mead.
Mead.
Give it to me.
I got something. Here. It looks like the bottom. I am horrible with boxes and things like that are this way because, like, they need to put instructions on them or something. All right, I'll take that. Now, generally speaking, when you make a cup of tea, you're using 6 to 8 ounces of water, depending on who you are, where you are, that sort of thing. I figured that out to be 16 to 21 or so tea bags. That sounded kind of excessive to me. We're also not doing a hot steep. This is going to be a cold steep, kind of like just throwing hops in, dry hopping. Yeah. So I decided to use 15 tea bags. Julie said that she would probably use the whole box. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Trying to not put them on top of each other. 12, 14. You know what? We're going to use 16. That's the low end of how many you can use to make regular tea. Gives us 4 left. This just so happens to be her dad's favorite tea as well.
Yeah.
He would probably be very angry if he knew that I just did that.
Nah.
There's like 2 more boxes in the other one.
As long as he gets a taste of this when we're done.
Yeah, he'll probably love it. He loves peach. So at this point, I just want to make sure all those tea bags get wet and moist so that they hopefully sink.
So if you are curious of what this blend of herbal tea is, let me tell you what it is. Orange peel, rose hips, hawthorn, chamomile, natural peach flavor with other natural flavors, blackberry leaves, hibiscus, dried peaches, and citric acid.
Wow. So lots of stuff in there.
Yeah.
It's not just a simple thing.
Now, every time in the past that we have brewed something with tea in it, the yeast go crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of nitrogen in tea. Now, that's black tea and green tea. Is there actual black tea in that?
No, this is...
It's all herbal stuff. But there's probably still quite a bit of nitrogen.
It's still dried plant material.
Yeah.
So it's still going to make the yeast happy.
And again, we tend to stick to that 1.110-ish gravity or lower, so we don't worry about nutrients quite so much. We did a test on nutrients one time, just in that example. We preferred the ones that didn't have nutrients added.
Yeah.
So
the choice is yours.
Yeah. For yeast, though, I'm going to be using Lalvin 71B because this is really good for fruity esters and things that have a lot of fruit flavor. Now, the tea has a lot of fruity flavor, but the things we're going to do to it later have even more fruity flavor, so we definitely want to use this yeast. I'm just using half a packet, kind of putting it where the tea bags aren't, which is getting more difficult by the second, but they'll get in there.
Don't forget to thwap your packet.
Yep, get them all out. They must...
fulfill their destiny.
That. Couldn't get the words out fast enough. All right, what's next?
It's time for a lid and airlock.
Oh, you know what? Do you think I could put a tilt in there? Yeah, I can try it.
All right.
Okay, I have a tilt. This is a digital hydrometer that probably needs to be cleaned off. Now, the reason why we were questioning whether we can use it or not is the tilt literally needs to be able to float freely and tilt. So what I'm going to do is just push some of these tea bags out of the way and drop the tilt in. And it looks like it should be able to work just fine. So let's hope. I think the tea bags are going to sink over time, though. Now, the reason I use the tilt, just so you're aware, by the way, we do have a link to them below if you wanted to get one of your own. I use it just as like a guide. You saw I took a reading with a regular hydrometer. I'm also going to take my final readings with that. That way I have a consistent start and finish for my readings. I just use the tilt as a, oh, hey, look, it's stalled. Or, hey, look, it's all the way done already, faster than we thought, or whatever other reason. I like having it on my iPad next to my desk so I can just look at it and know what my brews are doing, okay? That lid is on, but is it safe?
We don't know.
Secure? For that, we need the Haas, the hammer of superior sealing.
Do you want me to dry it off? Or...
It's just going to splash everywhere if you don't.
Yay. All right.
Someone told me about this. It's a dead blow hammer. Lots of fun. Annoy your neighbors, scare your pets, freak out your in-laws if they happen to be in the same house. let out your frustrations, etc., etc. It does make a better seal. Now she's going to put an airlock in there. What's the airlock for?
The airlock is so that bugs, actual bugs like fruit flies, don't get in there because they are genetically
Disposed
to hunt down fermenting fruit flavors or aromas or whatever. Anyway, but more importantly, well, equally importantly, I guess, is to let the gas buildup that is going to occur during the fermentation process escape so that your bucket doesn't explode.
Equal? I don't know. I think I'd rather find a bug than have it explode.
I'd rather neither.
Yeah, neither. But if I had to choose, it would probably be the bug over the explosion.
If I had to choose, I'd just use an airlock.
Yeah, that's the best option. So we have our label on here. We have our airlock and our lid on. Yeast is in. Everything's good to go. So what are we going to do with it now?
We're going to let it sit. Now, because we only filled to here, we don't really have to worry so much about those yeasts getting really happy because of that tea that we talked about. They're going to create foam and do all their things, and it's not going to clog up the airlock because we have that extra room.
That is one huge advantage to using an oversized container to start your fermentation. Starting in just a smaller, like a 1 gallon, and having it right up to the top, it's just, you're asking for wastage because it's gonna expand as it ferments and possibly leak out through the top.
But if that's your only option, no problem. Just set that on a cookie tray with edges, so that way, if it does overflow, the tray will catch your mess rather than your area.
Another option is if you have a 1 gallon recipe that requires a 1 gallon fermenter and it wouldn't normally fill it all the way to the top, maybe just cut that down to 3/4 of a gallon. That way you have some headspace. It gives you less end product, but if that's what you have, you're gonna not lose anything because you didn't make it in the first place. But if you make the whole thing, you're gonna probably lose that much anyway, so you might as well not waste the materials. But anyway, like we said, see you in a couple weeks. Okay, this has been going for a little while. It's been like 4 weeks now. So the tilt says it's close to being done. I want to know for sure. So I've got to pop the lid off. The Haas did a good job on this one. Oh, the tea bags are all kinds of big. That's why, see, let me show you something. So as you look inside there, those tea bags inflated up with gas. And I have been swirling it around and everything like that, but that's probably why the tilt might still be reading that there's something going on because it can't fully tilt. They were actually untilting the tilt.
So I think at this stage, it might be a good idea to remove those tea bags.
Yes, the tea bags can come out as well as the tilt. So I'm gonna just pull the tilt out. I have a mason jar. She had doubts about all these tea bags. I wonder if we could make a tincture, yeah, still with these tea bags. Oh my God, smell that.
Oh, that's peachy.
It's peachy tea.
No wonder Dad likes that tea.
Yeah, I had some recently. It's really good. And basically that's all this is honey, tea bags, 71B, and water so far. It's even semi-clear. I'm betting you it's much further along than the tilt was saying. Now, gotta take a reading. Because this is why I use the tilt as a guide. I like it as a backup to know, like, yeah, it's going well or it's stalled or things like that. But I don't know that it's 100% effective, especially when you have solids in there that can hold it up. But that's nice and clear already. It is actually still reading 1.014, but it's been sitting right around that number for quite some time now.
Okay.
So I think we can, oh, you know what?
Let's take a taste.
I want to smell taste.
No, that smells fantastic.
We didn't even add the fruit yet. Well, we did, but. Oh my God, that is good.
Do you want to add the fruit?
We bought a bunch of dried fruit just to make this particular mead. I'm starting to think I don't need it.
It is really quite lovely. We had all these things we were going to do, and I'm thinking, I don't think we need to do any of them.
Nope. You know what we're going to do? We're going to rack it to a 1 gallon container. We're going to let it sit and see what it does.
Yeah, because if it stays at that sweetness level,
it's beautiful.
That's the perfect sweetness level.
Yeah, it actually has a nice, like, tart kind of acidic punch to it.
Yeah.
I have to try some more.
After the smell, the brain
smells incredible.
Started gearing up, going, wait a minute, hold your horses there.
Seriously, right now, there's nothing I would do to it. I mean, I could take it sweeter, obviously, but it's actually really, really good as it is.
Lovely.
Okay, so change of plans. We had all of the stuff we were going to do that I'll just push out of the way.
Something to see there.
Yeah, nothing to see here. But what we're going to do now is rack this. And this is a 2-gallon bucket. And as you can see, it's up to just about there. So I think a wide mouth.
Cool. We have
1 gallon?
one in the ferment station.
All right, so to rack this, we require
The sole.
the sole, which is just step stool of levitation. And you gotta, she always makes me do that.
It's
Good.
It makes me feel better.
It's good. It's good.
The foam on our vessel here is not soap bubbles.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to. We had a lot of new people find the channel recently, and they think that's soap bubbles for some reason.
It's Star San. Star San is a foaming sanitizer. It
That's
foams
Star San, not Star Sand or anything like that. It's Star San.
San, as in sanitizer.
Yeah.
Anyway, it foams on purpose so that way it gets into all the cracks and crevices and nooks and crannies and all that good stuff.
The bubbles do all the work, so you don't have to.
Ta-da!
Isn't that from the scrubbing
It's
bubbles?
from Scrubbing Bubbles. Yeah.
This is beautifully clear.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with that. And I'm hoping to maintain that.
Now, hopefully, you have learned an important lesson from what just happened here, and that's don't be so stuck on what you intend to do to not be flexible enough to change.
Be a why, not a how.
If you have created something that is this fantastic and doesn't need anything else, even though you intended to add stuff to it, just let it be. Let it be its beautiful, glorious thing. Don't mess with it.
Just because you can doesn't mean you have to.
Sure.
We could add all sorts of things. And I think at that point, we might just be wasting the products rather than utilizing them properly. This has tons of peach flavor. Like, this is probably the best peach mead I've ever tasted.
Yeah.
As it is right now.
From peach tea. Who knew?
Well, people have been telling us like crazy to use teas more in meads and wines. They do it all the time. Like, one person said that they make all their wines just using various teas and sugar and water, and they make tons of wines. And you know what? I always kind of thought, oh yeah, that'll work. But wow, some of these teas have so much flavor.
Yeah.
And we did it with the Three Amigos. Or no, that wasn't Three Amigos. The apple. We did an apple thing.
Yeah. We also, the berry bombshell was all dried fruit, so that's technically.
Yeah, not a tea though.
Yes, but teas that have a fruit in them are going to be dried fruit.
True. Or essential oils sometimes. I'm hoping we get a gallon out of this.
Now, there are some floaties that you might be able to see from your vantage point, and I'm not surprised because tea bags tend to not maintain their integrity.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of floaters in this. I'm just going to have to let them fall out because I want to get as much product as I can. Oh, yeah.
It's like a snow globe now.
It's in the lease. Like, there's no two ways about this now. But they'll fall out. You might be wondering, why are we even bothering to rack it? Well, there's a lot of headspace in here because we were intending on putting fruit in here.
Yeah.
Instead, now we're just at the point where we want to make sure that it doesn't ferment further. If it does, that's okay. We can always sweeten it, but I'd really like it to be exactly the way it is. I think we're good. It's a snow globe. Best part about the salt? Look at that. Link in the description below. She found it on Amazon.
I found things I found.
Okay. So, before I close that up,
You want some?
I want the tilt. So I'm putting the tilt back in because now it can actually float and it'll tell me if there's any change, if it ferments at all. And if it starts to, then we may be making some adjustments after the fact. But also letting this sit for a week will help it to settle out. It'll all just fall out of suspension and be fine. We racked it, no fruit, with 3 exclamation points.
He's serious.
Yep, I meant it. And we'll be back in like a week to give you a taste test. Okay, when we left this last, it was a week ago, and it was at 1.014, and we were shocked by it. So we didn't add any more fruit, but we wanted to see, did it continue fermenting at all, or did it actually stop? Because that does make a difference. And I probably should have taken this sample out before I poured our samples, but you know what? I can fill our glasses a little bit more. It's okay. Gotta take thumbnail pictures, you know? Yeah, 1.014. It hasn't moved. So it's, I'm gonna say stable with quotes because it could ferment more. I'll calculate the ABV in a minute. But I think we were just so shocked that it tasted as good as it did when it did.
They were like, just leave it be.
Oh, I ended up giving myself much more.
That's right. I forgive you.
I'm a growing boy. So before we start, let me figure out the ABV using the calculator teacher said I would never have handy, which I'm sorry for the 2 of you out there that really hate that joke. So we started at 1.106. We ended at 1.014. That means we used up 92 points of gravity. We used 71B yeast for this, which is interesting. Plus times 131.25. It's 12%.
Wow.
Which is a little bit low for 71B.
Yeah.
But we have noticed 71B is a little bit strange in our new house.
Yep.
For whatever reason, it just doesn't seem to do what it always used to do. So
I recall last time we visited this, we had some weird floaties, and I do notice there is
they're all at the bottom.
a large group of them on the bottom. You can see their little chunkiness.
With a very sanitized hand. And we're taking it out because it's not needed anymore, and I might want it in something else.
He's very protective of his tilts.
Yes. None of them are in use right now.
He's got a little row.
I have a row of them over there. The reason why none are in use is because you can't really use a tilt when you're using like solids and stuff, and everything that we've started recently has been solids.
It's chunky.
Yeah. Anyway.
What isn't chunky is this brew. This is a beautiful...
Crystal clear.
It looks kind of like tea.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, we didn't use any clarifiers. We didn't use any extra additives. This is literally just wildflower honey, tea bags, water, and 71B. That's it. That's all that's in this. Oh, wait, we got to smell it first. Forget that. We didn't do that.
Oh.
It smells like...
It smells peach.
It smells like peach. That's pretty amazing. I'm going in. Let's clink for real. It just, you can't ask for a better peach flavor than that.
That's crazy. Julie.
That is the best peach flavor.
Thank you again, Julie.
Yeah, that is the best peach flavored thing, brew-wise, I've ever had.
That's nuts. We had plans to add peach and peach and peach and peach.
And apricots. It doesn't need doesn't need anything. Now, I did use, how many? 15. I used 15 tea bags to make this.
Yeah.
So that's significant. But, I mean, how much is a pack of tea? You know, like the box of tea, like $5 for 20? So it wasn't even the full $5 plus the honey. This is actually pretty cost effective, too, because like 5 pounds of peaches could be $20, you know, depending on when you're buying them. This is, I'm floored.
Yep.
This is way, way, way better than I ever thought it would be just from the tea.
Now, it does have a strong tannic presence from the tea.
I like it.
But it's nice. It has that grippy mouthfeel that you want tannins for. Anyway.
It's got a good acid profile, too, when you get to the 3/4, to the swallow even. Nice acidic profile, which means as this mellows in age, it's probably going to maintain a really nice amount of acid. Right now, the acid's just a touch overwhelming, but not too much. Like,
it's interesting. The tea is so flavor forward that I kind of have to hunt for the honey notes.
Really?
I'm getting primarily the sensation from the tannins and the flavor of the peach. And then I'm like, okay. There's a little honey.
Yeah. On the front, I get mostly the tea and the peach. Towards like the middle, though, as it gets in the mouth, I definitely get the honey. This was just Kirkland Wildflower Honey.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is fantastic.
Lovely.
For what it is. This is probably the simplest, great tasting mead we've made. And as far as peach being my nemesis, I think I just beat my nemesis. Because this is by far the best, like I said, the best peach thing.
You teabagged your nemesis.
Ooh, we just got a PG-13 or R rating. Way to go, babe. Now, you might have noticed that this is bubbling. It got moved. So if there was any extra gas in there, which there probably still is, it's off-gassing.
And there could be temperature differential from up there to down here.
Now, we will not be doing anything to this. It's going to sit just like it is for months.
Yep.
You might get crazy about the amount of headspace. Don't. We've never had that be a problem. That much. If it was down here, I'd worry about it. But up here, it's okay.
But we're going to let, because I do see one lone little guy floating around
there's
there.
little pieces.
And that's just the peach pulp from the dried peaches.
Yeah, it
from
picks
the
up
tea.
a gas bubble and rises to the surface. And
so that's the main reason why we let it sit longer before bottling, so that all that sediment comes out. So that way when we bottle, we have a nice clean bottle with no crud on the bottom.
Speaking of when we bottle, one of those bottles will go away for a full year from today, roughly from today. I mean, don't get crazy on me if it's within a week or two. You'd be surprised. People
I know.
yell at me.
I know. You
They
tell
get
me about it.
Mad that where's the tasting for this? It's not even been a year yet. Give me a break, man. But anyway, so
I always find it funny when they say, "Where's the tasting?" and it's been out for like a month.
yeah, or sometimes 6 or 7 months.
Yeah,
I go, it's right here.
right here.
Although now we do them on a different channel, so that's almost not fair. If somebody didn't know, that's it's fine.
Fair enough. It's time for numbers.
Yes, on your screen you should be seeing our scorecard, which goes from 1 through 11. What you don't see is this 0, reserved for those things that just totally suck. I'm going to go on a limb and say this is not a 0, and I don't think it's an 11. It is hard to put a number on this, though. It's also, the more I drink of it, harder to drink in quantity. Mm-hmm. It's so flavor forward and so strongly flavored that it's difficult.
Grab your tongue. Won't let go.
Yeah. And that acid note is actually a little stronger than I thought, but it's good. I think in a year, this is going to be fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 7.5. I put it just on the verge of great because I think like having that whole mug of it, which is only like 5 ounces, that was enough. I don't need any more.
Sure. If we were to revisit this,
I'd use less tea bags.
I think less tea bags.
Yep. Like 8 might be good.
It's because it's super flavorful.
It's almost too much.
We had no idea. And we dry hopped the tea bags, or did we keep them?
They sat in there for a couple weeks.
Yeah. So that might have been another alteration.
Oh, they sat in there for 4 weeks.
We could have steeped the tea and then used the tea rather than dry hop.
When you do that, now you don't have control over the change, over adding more flavor. We may have over-extracted and gotten too much flavor, but if you make a tea first, that's all the flavor you're ever going to get.
Yep.
So you can only control that by dilution to see how much powerful flavor you get. In our case, we can control it by how many tea bags and how long they stay in.
Yep.
I think a month might have been a little too long.
Sure.
But we left them in as long as it was fermenting. We probably should have pulled them out sooner.
It's certainly on the right track, but I think a little tweaking could make this very nice.
I really do think in a year, this is going to be incredibly smooth. It's going to be like a liqueur.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Which is awesome. And it's only 1.014, and we're both really appreciating it. So it's some people might call that sweet. We call that like semi-sweet.
Yeah.
But anyway, make this one. It's actually really good. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.
Bye-bye.